Holiday 11 would have to look like for it to not sell out in stores? The same Holiday 11 where they drop over 1 million pairs and it still sells out in less than an hour? The same Holiday 11 that only comes around every once in 7 years? The same Holiday 11 that causes fights outside in the parking lot? Well, I have an early pair of the first ever Jordan 11s that's gonna sit in stores, and they're actually not half bad looking. So you might be wondering, so what's the cause of them not selling out? Well, we're gonna unbox them in today's video and unpack all the reasons why. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so starting with the box, the first thing I noticed was this gold ring on the front of it. I thought it was going to be one of those slide out boxes that they usually do for the Holiday 11s. That doesn't seem to be the case. It's one of those open on top kind of deals, but that's not a real huge detail that I care or don't care about. It's just something that I noticed. I know a lot of people, they usually fiend for like the small details if like that's how it came back in the day, but it doesn't really matter to me. Then on the side of it, we do have the 23 gold. I thought this for the longest was just lines, but that is the 23 in just some type of different font. And then on the top, we do have a gold Jumpman. So the biggest thing about the Gratitudes is that the gold accenting was separated from the other type of 11. So that's all the details on the box. There's nothing else about the box. They usually don't show too many details on the Jordan 11 because it's the Jordan 11, one of the most iconic shoes, and people just grab them, they put them on time, they get them. So the box don't even matter. So that's it about the box. This is a size 8.5 shoe. I got these early from Sneakers. So make sure to stay to the end of the video because that's where I'm going to be telling you how you can get a pair for retail. I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks and all of that, tell you how easy it's going to be, how hard it is, because these don't come out for another month. So this is just an early looking, but make sure just to stay to the end of the video. You can watch that, learn up, and you have a whole month to practice, do what you need to do to score these for retail, because we don't want you paying extra if you don't really have to. So look out for that. So saying all that, we can get straight into the ingredients of the box. So this is Air Jordan 11 Retro. These are called the Gratitude 11s. The colorway is white / metallic gold - black. It's a size 8.5, like I said, and then the color code is CT8012-170. So just keep all that in mind. You know, if you ever get your pair, you can always match it up to this video, have it as a reference point to make sure that you don't get no fugazis, no woo-wops, all of that. So so we can start by opening the box. So we got it right here. Okay, I see some crazy letters going on the paper, and then I thought this was gonna say Air Jordan at the top, but it clearly doesn't. I have no idea what that says. Let me know if y'all know what that is. Now looking at the tissue paper, okay, now look at tissue paper, it makes more sense. So just going over a quick glance, at first I thought this was just a bunch of gibberish. I thought, you know, I saw Chinese letters, I saw all types of stuff. So this is a US pair. I got this from Sneakers. I got the confirmation email if y'all want to see it. It's not a fake pair. So like I said, the name of the shoe is the Air Jordan 11 Gratitudes. And so this tissue paper is literally just saying thank you in all types of different languages. So I saw thank you somewhere over here, right here. And then I seen gracias. That's kind of what made me figure it out. So gracias, and then mercy. So thank you. That's in English, obviously. Gracias, Spanish. And then mercy, I'm pretty sure that's French. Now the other ones, y'all got me beat. I don't know. Let me know. If y'all know in these other languages, let me know what it is or what's the translation, because I'm very curious to know. So yeah, so if you ever get a real pair, just know if you see all these different languages, it's not some fake pair out of China or anything like that. This is just their way of saying thank you. And so this, after reading the issue paper, this kind of makes more sense. I'm pretty sure this is Air Jordan, just in some type of different language. So that's actually a pretty cool. I was just saying how that any details in the Air Jordan 11 boxes, but here they are correcting me already. So Jordan brand, I'm sorry. So let's unveil the shoe right here. Yeah, these go crazy. These go crazy. I'm always a sucker for the Holiday 11s, man. It's just iconic, just crazy. Let me take out the other one, and then we're done with the box. So I'm gonna let y'all get a little quick 360 of the Air Jordan 11 Gratitude, and it's crazy because these look so much better in hand compared to the pictures that I've seen on the internet. Because one thing that I didn't like just seeing the picture off the internet before obviously getting a pair in hand is that the sole looked like a brown, like a creamish brown, like a peach cream. And I thought that was like one of the most dumbest things ever because it looked very similar to the Neapolitan 11s that just came out maybe a week or so ago. And it's like, why are y'all dropping the holiday 11s with a colorway that nobody really likes, and y'all just had a colorway that nobody likes and it looks very similar to that? And I was like, y'all are just messing things up already. So I don't know. I think the prices tanked because a lot of people saw that. I don't know if it was just me, but the prices went down crazy. So that's why, in my opinion, now that I have it in hand, I think that's why the prices were like at retail when these first dropped or when these was coming out. But looking at them, you know, the price is actually up. I looked at the prices before making this video. They actually did go up. They still are for it to be an Air Jordan 11. But again, we're gonna talk about all that at the end of the video. So first thing that I'm noticing, so one is the sole. So these are giving major 72 and 10 vibes. So the one thing that gives it that vibe is the sole. It has that creamish sole that I really like. So it's not no icy bottom or anything like that, like how they did on the Concords. Because a lot of people are comparing these to the Concords, which I can 100% agree with. There's no like that, but so that is one thing that separates them from the Concords and makes them similar to 72 and 10s. And then another thing is that the upper is leather. So you don't get that on most of your 11s. You got that on the 72 and 10s. Usually you get some type of different material, but right here on the upper, you do have this really actually good quality leather that I'm feeling it. It's really good quality. So that's actually pretty good. And then other than that, you know, you got the patent leather, black right here, and then the white midsole coming down. So it's actually pretty standard when it all comes to comparing it to a Concord. So that's the only thing that separates it, is just this leather upper, the cream sole, and then you have the golden Jumpman, which I think is actually like a pretty good touch. Like I said, the gold accent on the shoe is gonna make it what stand out. I like it. I'm a fan of it. So if you didn't get Concords, obviously you have another chance to get something. Now, are these better than the Concords? Honestly, I think that's just on preference because, again, everybody's gonna say Concords, but that's just because it's such an iconic shoe. So that's basically just like, this is just a non-OG colorway. But again, if you like that gold accent, if you think the gold makes it hit off a bit more, then you could arguably say that this is better than the Concords. But I know a lot of people are gonna say the Concords are better just because they are the Concords. But literally, it's the same shoe just with a golden Jumpman. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. And then you have the gold 23 on the back. So again, just the gold accent is the touch, and then the Jumpman coming down on the tongue is golden. So my thoughts on it's really good. Obviously, it's a black white Jordan 11. You can't really mess up too much like that. Obviously, I can see the comparisons to the Concords, but again, honestly, this shoe has its own touch to it. Obviously, if you're going out or something like that, are you gonna really be able to tell the difference between this and a Concord? No, not really, because more than likely your jeans are gonna cover like half of this Jumpman, and if you're looking that close to another man's shoes, you gotta reevaluate, man. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do like this. The quality is good. And again, like I said on one of my previous videos, usually when they have general releases, like so when it's like released like a lot of pairs, they tend to mess up the quality a lot, and they kind of do that with the 11s as well, because the 11s are one of the most highest generated in quantity wise of shoes. So the Concords, the 2018 pair, they had it was at 1 million or a little over 1 million pairs. I don't know the exact numbers on the Cherry 11s, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot. Again, because the demand for is always there, and people just want to always have them. Again, it's always that Christmas gift. Everybody wants to double up. Again, they don't come out every year. They come out every like 6 or 7 years. So, but I guess we can get into how hard is it gonna be to get this, or why is these gonna sell out? Or why are these not gonna sell out? So the one reason why I don't think that they're gonna sell out is because the shock drop that allowed me to get these on sneakers, and they usually do this for all 11s, but this shock drop it was 6 pairs. So 600,000 men's in grade school, and I feel like everybody was able to get them. Like all of the internet, everybody was like, oh, I got them with ease. I was able to get a men's and a grade school pair off of my phone. My mom was able to get a personal pair for her, and then just seeing everything on the internet, it seemed like everybody was able to get them. And so that's just off the early release. And it's not like when they have these shock drops that they like save the stock. They're gonna have an abundance when the actual release date. So don't be surprised that your stores that usually don't get shoes, they're gonna get them. These is one of the shoes that's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be at your Foot Lockers, your Dick's Sporting Goods, your Champs, like your DTLRs, literally every store. Stores that you didn't even think do raffles, they're gonna be having raffles for these. So it's gonna be a very accessible shoe. Now again, what's the difference in this and the Concords had 1 million pairs? One, this is gonna be over 1 million pairs. I already know if the shock drop 600,000 alone, I can only imagine what the actual release is. So it's gonna be, one, it's gonna be over 1 million pairs. Two, the prices are already low. Before, like when they first dropped on the shock drop and everybody got their pairs, prices were at retail tax. So 220, 230, 240. So this is 220 before tax. So depending on where you at, you're gonna be paying like 238.50, right? So people already selling it for $2 profit or less. You know what I'm saying? So that's already a bad sign, because the previous shock drops with the holiday 11s, it's still, you can still for 300, 350 easy because you got them early. But everybody's like, oh no, we know we're gonna be able to get them. Like everybody got them on the drop. Then you have the factor that these resemble the Concord 11s way too much, and it hasn't been that long from the Concord release, from this release. The Concords came out in 2018, is now 2023, so that's 5 years. That is kind of long, but usually, like I said before, it's on a 7-year period cycle. So you're 2 years early. We just recently had the Concords. We just had the Concord lows. And so I think if you got the Concords, they're not beat up enough for you to already be needing another pair. And again, it's not the Concord, so it's not an OG pair. And a lot of people let that like factor into their head too much, like, oh, if it's not OG, if Jordan didn't wear it, I don't want it. So that is a factor, even though it's still a good looking shoe. So please don't let that determine. I mean, if you're old head and that's what you like, then I respect it, but just don't push that narrative on other people, because people genuinely like think that, and it doesn't even make sense. If the shoe looks good, wear it. So that's one of the main reasons why I feel like it's gonna sit for like 2 days, like, and it does. But that's just a really bad sign. If prices on an early holiday 11 is at retail, they did rise up to around 270, but again, I feel like that should be the low end of you selling your holiday 11s for. When I say 275 for a holiday 11, that's after you already sold your early pairs. That's already after you sold your pre-orders, and then you already had them for like a week or two, and you just trying to dump the last of it. That's what a 270 price point is. I feel like 280 to 300, 280 to 320 is a fair holiday 11 price back before. And early pairs should be sold for 350 to 400, depending on your clientele and everything like that. So I think that's a bad sign for that, and I genuinely think that these are not gonna do well, just because the quantity's too high. The demand isn't that high for them to keep on upping the quantity, and then this already has a better predecessor. The Concords are clearly better. So with that all being said, since they're so easy to get, how can I, a regular person, try to get them? Man, I'm gonna put it like this. If you're not good online, try it. That's one. And you might be thinking that's terrible advice, bro. I never hit online. Bro, trust me, try it. This is one of those releases where there's gonna be an abundance of websites available. There's gonna be too many pairs out there. People are gonna already have their pairs. They're gonna already have them bought. Not too many people are gonna be fiending. Not too many people are gonna be botting, because there's no point. There's no point in crashing all these sites if you're not getting that much profit. So just try out those websites that you usually don't strike out on, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a good hit rate. 2, do raffles at your local stores. Usually like DTLRs, Snipes, what's another one? Jimmy Jazz. Those type of, they usually have in-store raffles. I promise you, you're gonna hit those in-store raffles. All you have to do is literally just participate. Dick's Sporting Goods is another one. Not a lot of people are too hip to the app yet. They usually do the wristbands about a week early, and they also have the app. So do one of those. I promise you. You can literally come back to my comment section. If you don't hit, I'll give you a pair for retail. But you gotta try though. Like literally, this is literally trying. Once you put yourself out there, you're gonna hit. I promise you. The quantity is way too high on these. So those are some things that you can do. And again, like that color code said in the beginning of the video when I was reading off the box, literally type that into your Google search engine, and after it, type in Raffles. It's gonna list a whole bunch of websites. That's gonna show you all types of websites that you can enter raffles in. And again, you have a lot to do all this. So raffles are, some depending on your store, some are starting now, some are gonna be starting in the next week or two. So these are gonna be very easy to get. I truly believe. I think resale, honestly, I think it's gonna stay at a 260 to a 285 range. 260 to 285 range. I think that's where it's gonna sit. I don't think that it's gonna stay at retail, because again, at the end of the day, even when it does feel like it's gonna drop, I think it's gonna slightly rise back up, because when Christmas time comes, everybody's gonna be trying to get their last minute gifts, and you're gonna see a lot of prices rise, because basically people are profiting off of other people's lack of planning. I don't see the hitting under retail. I think that was just a lot of people not liking the colorway at first, but now that we got them in hand, people started to realize that it's actually a good shoe again. So I think it's still gonna stay at that 265, 280, because again, it's at this point, it's a tradition to just get the holiday 11. So even though not a lot of people like them, people are still gonna get them just because it's that type of thing where, oh yeah, I gotta get the 11s at the end of the year. And a lot of people, they like their birthday, their Christmas, again, so it's a lot of factors. So I don't think it'll fall below retail, but you have an extreme high chance of getting this shoe. So that's all I gotta say about this video. Let me know what you think about the Air Jordan 11 Gratitudes. Do you like them? Do you not? Are they better than the Concords? Are they not? Whether they should have done better, let me know in the comments down below. And again, if y'all not hitting for retail, let me know in the comments. Y'all can come back to this video when the shoe actually comes out. If y'all didn't hit for retail and you actually tried, you actually took my advice, then comment and I'll help you out. I'll put it like that. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.